So how are you guys doing this evening? Are you excited? Because I'm super excited. Torment Tides of Numenera, or however you actually pronounce it. I might be pronouncing it horribly wrong. But I'm super excited to play this. Bloop. There we go. So yeah. I'm just finishing getting situated, and then we'll be right back to the game, and it's 3 a.m. where Vigo is. Thanks for staying up, Vigo. Don't let me keep you from your beauty sleep, though. You know, that's very important. So, I understand that. So, you know, you're gonna regret it at work tomorrow if you're tired. All right, so I guess we'll just get started. I have not got past this point in the game yet, so we're in for a surprise. I may need to move some of the UI elements on the stream around, like the chat and my face, but we'll find that out when we get started, I suppose. So let's get started. Start? You guys can hear the music, right? The coffee must flow. I got some. You guys got some? Vigo, I don't know. I don't know if you should have some. Ooh, will you be male or female? So, we're gonna be female.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
That sucks. Okay, before we move on, volume up. Okay, that's what I was gonna check. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Try it. Let's try it there. Okay. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I need to be louder than the game. I don't know how much too quiet it was, so let me know.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Oh. Look at this body.
The body is... wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this?
I don't know. Who am I?
Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you.
Okay, sounds okay. Oh, is this wind noise really loud or what? Holy crap. We'll see if we can adjust the individual volume when we get into the game. Maybe the voices need to be louder, just, so, hopefully. Alright. I'm falling. Look at the horizon, flatten out and catch the wind, try to judge how far it is to the ground, dive toward the ground. Okay, because I think this is supposed to be loud. It's really loud for me as well. I don't know. Hey, Murgas, what's up? What's up, dude? And everyone else. I have a thing in front of my chat, which is bad. That is bad. All right, here we go. Back to the wind. Dive? All right, let's crash dive.
Your hands to your sides, and you slice through the air. The wind tears at your face and scalp, and your skin burns under the tremendous speed.
Ouch.
Your vision blurs, and you are unable to judge how far you fall.
Keep diving. The faster the better. Let's look around.
Your eyes are full of tears. You can't see anything except a shapeless mass of green and brown and tan and blue below you.
Green
You
and
try
tan
to
and
wipe the
brown.
moisture from your eyes and realize that you'll need to slow yourself before you can even open your eyes.
Alright, alright. What is this gonna do? Let's keep diving. The faster the better.
A phrase whispers itself into your mind. Terminal velocity. You have reached the limit of the speed the air will grant you. And now that you enter the lower reaches of the atmosphere, you can feel it thickening around you, and miraculously you are slowing from your frenzied descent. Slow is a relative term. You knife through the air, piercing its veils, and you have no time for the poetry of falling. This realization drives itself home as you strike an unyielding surface. As your skin explodes and your organs liquefy on impact, a brief thought flashes through your mind. Your life was utterly and completely meaningless.
Huh? Did I lose the game? What? What? Oh my god, I actually lost the game. Guys, I'm so good at this game. Oh man, okay, that's great. Yes! Fastest lost record. Well, that's it everybody. See you next time. Just kidding, we're gonna play again. Alright, obviously we're supposed to slow down, but at least I got to show that off, I guess. Will you be female or male? Off to a great start.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
The membrane that protects me.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them.
Yeah, it is really cool that you can die at the beginning. I like that.
You force your eyes open.
Look at this body.
The body is... Wait, you... Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you.
Okay, so we're actually falling from orbit into the world, whatever world that may be. Which is weird, to say the least. Let's try and judge how far it is to the ground.
You'd guess that you started at least 100 kilometers above the ground. Assuming you fell from a dying moon, that is. You've been blacked out for some time now, and now it looks like you're perhaps 50 kilometers up. Maybe less.
Lie flat and stabilize the fall. Try to turn vertical. Try to remember what happened. I want to remember what happened.
It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist, as if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror. What was it that pursued you? Something ancient and cold, its coiling power the promise of oblivion. Its shadowed tendrils struck at you, and the walls where they landed were torn apart utterly, destroyed beyond any hope of repair. You leapt into a membranous cocoon and fell from the station, the moon. And then you were empty. But who were you? What was that creature? A word surfaces in your thoughts, and you seize it before it vanishes. Sorrow. The world fills your sight. You're about to hit.
Ah! The sorrow. Try to remember the sorrow. I guess.
It hurts your mind to recall, but you push past it. A creature of the forgotten world seeking you out across the centuries. But it's not you it seeks, is it? It sought the man whose memories you shuffle through now. And you realize suddenly that you are not him.
Oh.
You were... Who? Who were you?
How much time do I have to try and remember? I guess we should get as much as we can of this story before we die again. Continue to search.
If you somehow managed to sidestep everything you know about anatomy, physics, and death, and you were surprised to realize that you do know something about them, you survived this fall, you suspect that you might be able to reawaken a dormant strength you sense inside you. But who could possibly survive a fall from this height? You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling line of energy, and then darkness.
Did I lose again? Oh! I didn't lose! Yes! I win. Everything's showing up twice. You mean in chat? I don't know. Maybe refresh? Okay. Before we do anything, sound. Voiceover volume needs to go up. Am I correct about that? I think, at least in my opinion, it needs to go up. Maybe sound effects down. Alright, we'll try that. Okay. Alright, cool. If I need to tweak it in any way, let me know. I like it to be absolutely perfect, you know? Absolutely beautifully perfect. I'm just moving something around here. 1 second. 1 second. Alright, so that was a weird intro, don't you guys think? A little bit weird? Just a teeny tiny bit strange. Alright. Having a glass of wine and relaxing. Hey Dalek, what's up? Haven't seen you in a little while. Okay, so it's pitch black. I landed somewhere unknown. I don't really get a tutorial.
All right.
Okay. Probably gonna move the chat real quick here. I don't want to overlap that, so let's put that up there. If that's in the way up there, we'll move it again. Do not worry, friends. All right. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Might. Carefully move the bowl beneath the liquid. Examine the bowl first. You always examine first, right? Unless it's like acid, or in case it's acid or something. Something evil. You trace your fingers over the slippery overlapping scales that spiral up from the bottom of the bowl. The sharp-toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move this bowl without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. Reflected lights streak across the surface of the bowl as another droplet falls from the ceiling. So, if I would have touched it, I probably would have sliced my fingers off. Examine the bowl again. The slick overlapping scales have sharp, hungry edges that nip at your flesh. Each shining drop of light from the unseen ceiling seems to linger in the bowl's polished depths. Can I save first? Can I save the game? Could you check what the UI icons mean? Oh, sure. Items. Ciphers, consumables, and abilities granted by equipped items. Character abilities. Active abilities granted by... Yep. Okay, this is me. Last cast off. Alright. Those are stats. XP. It looks pretty simple so far. That's basically... I'm sure there'll be more once I exit this, but let's leave the bowl alone for a second. Okay. Your inventory lets you view, equip, and manage items and equipment you find. It has a number of sections. Okay, this is a lot more what I was expecting. The first is equipment, which contains items equipped to the current character. Equipment includes melee and ranged weapons. Shields, armor, ornaments, rings and amulets, and bonded items. Backpack contains items being carried over here. Yeah, okay, that's self-explanatory. Quest items, special items for quests over here. Okay. Inventory. The final section shows the ciphers you are carrying here, I guess? Yeah, ciphers. Ciphers known in the inner ring are highlighted in blue and are safe to carry. Those on the outer ring in orange are over your cipher limit and inflict negative effects as long as you carry them. You can use, discard, or transfer them to another party member to get back under your cipher limit. Okay, so we're gonna have party members. I don't know much about this cipher thing yet, but that seems weird and interesting. Equipment, standard RPG kind of stuff. Looks like we have room for 4 party members. So my name is literally last cast off because I don't know who I am yet. That makes sense, which is pretty cool. Maximum level of effort this character can apply to any task? What does that mean? Character sheet, skills, inability. Oh, I have a feeling I'm gonna love this game, guys. I have a feeling. Quest log. Okay. Fettles. Temporary conditions that affect characters. Alright. Defense, resistance. Reduces energy, chemical, mental, and transdimensional damage types. Wow. So has anyone here played Planescape Torment, the old game? Because I haven't. So I have a feeling I'm going to miss like some of the references or information that maybe come up in this game. But I assume if you play Planescape Torment and you're very familiar with it, you probably like already know what some of this stuff means.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I can't walk over there. It's very dark.
All right.
All right, save. Let's save as the Dark Fathom and try clicking on this bowl. Oh, it auto-saved anyway, maybe. No, it didn't. I think that was just a delayed thing. All right, carefully move the bowl beneath the liquid. Don't cut yourself. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Oh, okay. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use right mouse to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Okay, I am all for that, man, because I fail all the time. Yeah, I've heard nothing but really awesome things about Planescape Torment, but I haven't played it myself. So, oh, this is so neat. Let's just put 1. See what happens. I failed. The edges of the bowl tear at your flesh as you seize it. You grit through the pain, though, hauling the bowl over the glowing pool of fallen light. Took 1 damage. Well, I did it anyways. So, do I get to... Okay, what's going on? Blood trails from your fingers into the hungry depths of the bowl. Drop by drop, it fills. Your blood mixing with the light under the air itself takes on a strange reddish hue. Ripples spread over the blurred outline of your reflection. So is it a different outcome if you don't shred your fingers on it? A sanguine radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring onto your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You're not whole, not yet. But you have begun to heal from the damage done to your in your long fall. Later, Boogie Night. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Get some sleep. All right. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello? Are you still alive down there? We're up here. Build a path up to us. Be careful. Okay. Zoom? Oh, okay, I can zoom in and out. Good.
Let's go.
Interact with this. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door, and the air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seemed to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you know well, and now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention. But that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Deceive him by telling him that you've heard sounds of pursuit. Threaten him until he returns to the task. Cast a spell, an esotery, to fix the device yourself. This is taking too long. Yeah, let's do that. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back to him. Oh, he says, examining your work. Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing. He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the waterboarded cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Decision making in a flashback. Yeah, I know, right? Sheesh. Run. You can't come back. You can come back for it. They won't be able to protect it forever. Disable it. Use the device to stop them. One of the ciphers in your belt. By the way, I just noticed I used a mite, and I actually don't get it back. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Use the device to stop them. You run urgent fingers over the devices fastened to your waist. A fog rising in your mind. A few can be used against the guards, but will also turn your skin to synth steel, or the surrounding water to boiling wax. Hardly ideal. Finally, you find a small silver sphere. Setting the sphere in place, you kick desperately for the safety of a nearby alcove. The sphere whirls and unfolds into a spiraling vortex. The sphere at its center speaks a few polite words in an ancient language, then begins draining the surrounding water into itself at alarming speed. The approaching guards shout, then scream as they, too, are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. You allow yourself to a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. Okay, the memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into the gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at a far end of a dark, whispering field. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna save again. I'm pretty paranoid about all my decision making here. It's a little stressful. Alright, game. Examine. This mirror looks strange, as though what you see in real life is real and you're the reflection.
Yes, now.
The light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. Oh
Yes.
boy. By the way, it is lightninging and thundering outside my house, so I hope the internet stays. That would be sad. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronzed segmented surface, and the thick metalled wheel seems frozen in place. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. Okay.
Fine.
Fine. Can I get there? How do I...
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, now.
Oh, here we go. Derp. I gotta click on this. I
I'm
didn't
ready.
even see it. Hey, she runs. That's good. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machine drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we found? Draw her attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eyes can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits on the site and to remind her of the time constraints. Convince her with wisdom and superior intellect. I think what's going on here maybe is we're building our character possibly through these choices. So far I have been very like strategic and aggressive. So I'm gonna try and kind of keep that going. And I'm going to, I don't know though. Hidden details? I don't know, this is kind of that, but also I feel like I don't think I'm going to be very charming. I don't know if that's going to be a decision, but I'm going to convince her, maybe. No, actually, no. I like this one the best. Draw her attention to the hidden details and that your more experienced eyes can clearly see. This means I'm... Yeah, I was going to say that too, maybe, that hidden details is like... I'll be able to maybe find things better, which is really important. So I'm going to try going with that one. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you can point out the thin bands radiating out from the metallic disc. How the energy from these bands affects the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. It's geologically sound. Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up in your resonance scans. She waits for your affirmation and says, "All right, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend into the plateau to examine the open ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from this task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder and reinforce your command, it swirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. Is the Numenera something that you know about if you played Planescape Torment? Is that kind of like the life inside this robot dude? Or something, you know? Examine the constructs, look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. I like this one. Use a Numenera in the construct's body. That would mean I have a lot of knowledge about how this thing works. This would be, or maybe that's more of like a magic type thing, like mind control. And this might be like I can just fix it mechanically, and then I don't know what this would be. I'm gonna go with this one. A mist falls onto the plateau as you activate with the time-scarred artifacts fashioned to the construct's behavior core with a sub-vocalized command. With an abrupt clack and a pulse of pleasant warmth, the device purges the air, and 7 copper-banded spheres drop out of its evenly spaced rifts in the air. Ignoring this command side effect, you give new orders to the malfunctioning construct in a firm, clear voice. Acknowledged. It obediently trundles to the site of your new shelter. You don't believe that the two games have any relation to each other? Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad about that. Planescape is a D&D setting? Really? That's weird. Have you played the first game? It didn't seem like a D&D setting to me. At least typical D&D setting anyway. Numeneras are artifacts in general, I think. Ah, okay, cool. I'm sure we will find out more as we go on. The image freezes and then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind. Block by jagged block, you stagger, clutching your head. Reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing, and is hunting you. Ooh, combat tutorial. Okay. Do we have a quick save? F5 and F9. Hell yeah. Thank you, game, for making save. I love when games make save F5. Okay. Looks like we're going over here now. This is kind of leading me. This is clearly the tutorial. A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Trade blows with a giant. You can handle it for at least a strike or two. Okay, so that makes me like a strong dude. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. That'd be like dexterous. What are the three stats again? Might and speed and intellect. Okay, so might, speed, and this is intellect? Fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. Yes, it definitely is. Let's fight defensively. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of its companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack you, unable to bring her weapon to bear until she's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes rove behind you. Her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting you to dive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, but you drive your dagger up under her chin. You catch her before her deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples, bisected. This is a really cool way to create a character. I completely agree with you, Joshua. This is really neat. I like it. The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. Hurl yourself against the door and knock them to the ground. Crack the door open and sneak past them. Charge through them, counting on your defenses to protect you. Whoa, which one is the intellect here? These are both... Hurl against the door and knock them down. Oh, let's sneak past them. This must be the strength one, because this is about defenses, right? You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly. the sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the blood-stained hall. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire in the mountain's peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movements within the borders of the mirror at the edge of the room. Oh, here we go. We get to leave. Maybe. Quick save.
Ready.
Ready, Freddy. Okay. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting with each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs and the choices you made, shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, ripping towards the ceiling. Oh, that's so cool! This is the most immersive character creation ever that I've ever seen. Okay. It also doesn't even tell you exactly what you're picking, which I also really like. For some reason, you kind of have to guess. I think. It might let me, verify at the end, but I still think it's really cool. Point at the doppelganger moving cautiously through the crowd. Point at the doppelganger with clever eyes. Point at the intelligent doppelganger with a furrowed brow. Or the doppelganger observing the others. I'm going to go with the intelligent one. The doppelganger holds itself erect among the pressing crowd. It meets your eyes with a confident gaze, triggering familiar memories in the back of your mind. When you return from your contemplation, the doppelganger is waiting for your decision with a knowing smile. Yes, that is who I am. The remaining doppelgangers scatter from the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance... Oops, I lost my place. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it. Technology of several kinds. From the myriad of past ages, you get the feeling it, or you, would be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. Cool, that's what I wanted. Interesting how clever eyes and intelligent are two separate choices. Yeah, I agree. I wonder what that one was. Maybe it was another intelligence one, because there's only 3 of these. So I'm thinking maybe each of those represented a combination of skills. So what I picked gave me 2 intelligence. So maybe the clever one gives you 1 intelligence and 1 speed. I don't know, just guessing. Something like that.
I can breathe again.
Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out in the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms beyond the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds. Like a bell, if bells could rot, something is coming. Ooh! The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. I did it! I'm a person! I'm an intelligent nano. Whatever that means. Your choices in the memories and the mirror have begun to build your character, and now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Sweet. Skills. Nemesis? Bonus on level difficult task marked with a skill. The last cast-off can access the memories of previous consciousnesses. This skill represents your focus and acumen when attempting to recall those experiences. Heavy weapons and medium weapons. Okay. So, this is what I am now. So nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the Ninth World. Whatever they're called, nanos master the mysteries of the past to the degree that they seem to perform miracles using esoteries, spell-like invocations that combine gestures, command words, and psychic disciplines. They tap into nano spirits, numinous particles that suffuse the landscape to alter reality and learn things that they couldn't otherwise know. Okay, that's what I was expecting. This game came out today! Yes, it does. Why does it say January on Twitch? I have no idea. Oh, Steam. I don't know. It came out today. There might have been... It might have, like, come onto Steam in January, maybe? But it definitely was released today. Because I was waiting for that second I could click install. On GOG, though, but... I don't know. Okay. Jack is... Jack of all trades, hence the name. Resourceful hero... always seems to be named Jack. Jacks are the best when they combine weapons armos. Okay, so they're like you do everything. Probably the easiest for some things. Oh, and it is changing my skills a bit too. I get lots of intellect for that one. Glaives are elite warriors with weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers can be glaives. Most glaives either have a high might and use the heaviest armor or a high speed and stick with ranged weapons. I'm gonna stick with nano. I want to see what some of the cool spells and stuff are in this game. It seems really neat. Yeah, probably pre-order was available in January maybe. How do I compare this game to Divinity? Like the original Divinity game? Well, I don't know yet because I have not even got into it. I'm just making my character now, but I'll have more of an opinion probably in like an hour or so. But so far it's a lot more in depth and just immersive, a lot more immersive than Divinity, that's for sure. But Divinity is a completely different kind of game, I think. Let's see. But I will say, I want to stand by my love for Divinity, Divine Divinity, and the series. And the original Divinity game is not to be scoffed at. It is fabulous and has hilarious humor in it, and everyone should play it at least once. Anyways. Alright, concentration increase. Details. +1 training. Okay, nano, a free level in concentration. I'm just gonna assume that that means I can cast spells easier. Cipher limit is important, I think, because we read about that. Handling ciphers allow you to carry more without risking ill effects. Yep, that's important. Onslaught. Okay, here's an ability. 1 intellect, choose a damage type and deal 5 damage of that type and confer a minor additional effect based on that choice. +1 damage per effort applied. Okay, interesting. Defended by willpower. Consumes action esoteric attack. Assail your foe's body into their minds with a blast of summoned energy. So, if someone has a high willpower stat, they can resist this. I'm assuming that's what that means. Alright, I think that's fine. Next. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort or active abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Glaives tend to favor might, and nanos favor intellect. Yeah, okay. So I can put, I'm probably gonna just bump up speed. Speed represents dexterity and reaction times. Every 2 speed points increases evasion, and every 2 points of intellect increases willpower. Let's be super intellect-y and kind of speedy. That sounds fun. Okay. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active actions such as attacks or spell-like esoteries or unique passive effects. Okay. I'm basically buying abilities here. Resourceful. Gain +1 training level in cipher use. Carry more ciphers. Adaption. Gain protection. Okay, so gain armor bonus. 3 rounds. Remove all negative effects, basically. That was what that means. I didn't mean to pick that. Can I put it back? Okay. Scan thoughts. The surface thoughts of most people and creatures you speak will appear in conversations. Oh, that's so cool! I like that one. Teleport one ally to a point within range. That's cool too. Oh man, these are really neat. Go full cipher? I could. I kind of want this because I love dialogue and like discovering new things in dialogue. But I do know that the cipher thing is really important, and I think it's going to be even more important for us maybe if we're nano. So I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to pick those. Most skills increase your chance of success on specific kinds of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts as a novice and then can be increased to trained and then specialized, granting greater bonuses to each level. Descriptors often leave some skills at the inability level, meaning they inflict penalties when upgraded. These return to the novice level. Okay, so like if I picked one that wasn't like part of my skill set. Interesting. Lore natural. 15% bonus per level on difficult tasks marked with a skill. Machinery. Okay, knowledge of machines, mechanics, and other physical sciences. Knowledge of sciences that are not exactly physical nor natural, including strange and transdimensional creatures. Oh, that sounds cool. Or academic knowledge of the natural sciences and physical creatures. Oh man, mystical! Yeah. I can only pick one, right? Yeah. Okay. Mystical knowledge. That's badass. Lemur Vomit. Thanks for following. Welcome. Only Glaive receives training in weapon skills. Oh, because I'm a nano. I can't have weapons. That makes sense. Although you can choose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have the chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors, and choose a new one if you wish. Okay. I chose from the mirror. I chose the intelligent one. Okay. You have a sharp memory and can grasp concepts that others struggle with, though you have a tendency towards distraction. I like that. -1 in concentration. I mean, I like that towards, like, the kind of character I want to be. It sounds kind of interesting. I picked... Where does it say the exact one that I picked? I picked intelligent, right? Yeah. So I can change it? Hang on. These are giving me stuff. Oh, okay. Intelligent just gives me 2 intellect. If I pick something else, I can get, like, a skill. Whoa. This... the clever one is the one we were thinking of. This one is so much better. Oh, wait. Oh, what? Aw. Okay, this is interesting because I took a level in mystical skill. So I think if I hadn't taken that, then it would be in the red stage. So I'd have to put another point into it to get it to trained or whatever. But I also get deception when you need to convince someone that something is true and it isn't. That's so great! I want deception. I want it. Maybe there's another one that has that. Strong-willed? Concentration, intimidation. That would give me... Okay. Wait, this is specialized, I think. Bonded artifacts equipped in both slots do not confer negative effects. Oh, that's probably good. And intimidation. You're a different kind of persuasion where you use your reputation, false or not, or other threats. I could be kind of just a headstrong, like, biatch character where I just intimidate everyone to get my way. That'd be kind of fun. No, not that one. Okay, so strong-willed is pretty sweet. I kind of not that interested in that. Mystical lets us not be intimidating at all, but we're much better at mystical. Learned. 1 more to intellect. So that's 9 intellect. Healing skill. Expertly administer cure to allied wounds, applying the needed treatments through esoteries and ciphers. Ooh. Could be useful. Cautious. Charming. No, not that one, that's for sure. Okay, so clever, and the other one I was looking at was... Ooh, what's slick? Persuasion and quick fingers. -1 to endurance. I assume this is for picking locks, maybe, and stuff like that, and then, persuasion. Otherwise, reluctant character to see your way and do what you want them to do. Where was the other one that had 2 intellect in it? Balls, where was it? Whoa, okay. Rugged. I'm just getting so distracted right now looking at these. It wasn't mystical. Learned? That one's cool too. This one. I think I might pick this. Because I like the idea of being able to lie to people. That sounds really flippin' fun. This only puts me at, you know, it removes 1 blip from mystical, but that's fine. Like, I'm sure I can increase it again. And it still gives me 2 intellect plus 15% willpower. So, like, wait, what is the animesis thing, though? What am I losing out on there? Access the memories of previous consciousness. Focus on it in a minute. I mean, I don't really know what that means at this point. Like, it could be amazingly powerful, but I really don't know. So I'm gonna go with clever. Sorry that took me so long to figure out. You're quick-witted and a good judge of others. You can fool people that are rarely fooled yourself. You're not great at retaining trivial knowledge, though. I'm not good at retaining trivial knowledge. I'm a very headstrong mage. I like to get shit done ASAP. And then I like to lie to people about it. Confirm. Are you sure you wish to proceed? This is your last chance to change your last cast-off character type to descriptor. Or descriptor. Why do I keep saying that wrong? Yes. I'm ready. Clever looks like a good choice. Good! I'm glad you guys agree. This should be fun. Effects that push or pull characters into walls. Oh god, what? Oh, hi! Hello. The Spectre. Everything about this Spectre figure seems dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. Blue glass smoke? What is blue glass smoke? He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pooled our strength and channeled it through me to react you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought, the other reflections. They're more like shadows now. Sorry if you can hear my cat howling in the background, by the way. It might happen during the stream. Look, I bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from the fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard. Oh my goodness. Before I met you, it felt like something was haunting me. Hunting me. Do you know what it was? You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? Who are those people? You call them reflections? If this place is my mind, why don't I remember any of this, any of you? Yeah, that's a good question. It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self. Wait, you know how people say in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Wow. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better, since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come back to you later. Okay. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm a part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. How do you know all this? All that you're telling me? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I know this place was made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that came to me when you asked your questions, but that is all. Before I met you, it felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what it was? He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's sorrow. The sorrow. Oh, that's the word I heard when I was falling. Okay. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. Ooh. You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? After you wake up from the dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. No, okay. What do you mean, attune to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. Sounds like something I should probably worry about. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. Who are those other people? You call them reflections? That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you know, people you met in the real world, and with whom you share some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. So how do I get back to the real world? Excuse me. There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it. And the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What in the hells is that? Oh, no! Oh, that's the thing. That's the thingy. With the tentacles. It's the sorrow! Okay, this is not a good thing. The specter. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devoured their power. Wait, didn't he get devoured as well? We have to get rid of them, destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Oh no! Kill the reflector. Pause. Am I, okay. Crisis. Crisis equals combat, I'm guessing? A crisis begins when you enter a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Talk your way out? Ooh. Each turn, you can take one action to attack and activate an ability. You can also make one move. Okay, that all sounds very familiar. The reflection near you, kill it. You'll loosen the sorrow's anchor. Okay. Use right mouse to attack an enemy or move to a position. Try clicking the highlighted character now. Attack. Okay. Effort can be applied to attack to increase your chance to hit, as with other tasks. Each level of effort increases your chances by 20% at the cost of 1 point from the stat pool. Unarmed attacks use speed, but other weapons and abilities may use might and intellect instead. Alright, do I have to use might? I guess I don't really have any abilities. Okay, I'll just use might. I don't think I can change it. This seems important, so let's use 2. There we go. in the... It's escaping. It's gonna hide inside your mind. That's bad. Run! Get to the next one. Okay. You can sacrifice your action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. Your movement preview line turns purple when over the position to double move. Okay.
On it.
That all sounds very D&D-ish. So that's fine. Oh! Mental? No. Transdimensional. This is using intellect, I'm guessing?
Missed.
Every time I enter... Okay. Whatever, let's just attack. Oh. Okay. Let's just attack it again. 65%. How often do I get these refunded to me? I hope pretty often. I hope so.
Now.
Sorrow infection? What is it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles. Fettles are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's stats. The Sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can remove its fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. Okay. It has like a... probably like an attack up or something. Oh, armor up. Okay. The armor stat reduces physical damage. The fettle the Sorrow placed on the character has boosted its armor by 10, meaning it will absorb 10 points of damage from each attack. Holy crap. The Reflection's armor is now too high for you to overcome with your unarmed attack. Skist. The Reflection is protected somehow. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. Grab that piece of mirror glass. It might have enough residual energy to kill the Reflector. Loot. Okay. To pick up loot, use that click take all. Okay.
Yes, now.
Use the shimmering glass item on the remaining reflection. To activate an item, left click on the item's icon in the bar above your portrait, and then click on the character you want to target. Wait, so it's not just like a weapon? Deals 13 damage and refills your stat pools. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Oh, and it's ranged too. Wow. Alright. That was intense. Jeez. You pried it loose. That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us in here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the Sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is the shimmering dome here. Go now.
Of course.
Wait. Save? This game is insanely amazing. Good night, Vigo. Thanks for coming, dude. Thanks for staying up. Appreciate it.
Where did she fall from?
Ooh.
Her body's smashed to talk. It's a wonder she's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not her origin point. But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
What is that voice? That female character. She's in another game I played. I can't remember. Oh, what was that? What do you do, Callistige? His tone has become accusatory suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is a man's kaleidoscope of tattoos writhing across his forearms. He wears a long dark coat belted at his waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me. She emits an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously, Alagern. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constrained through these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Callistige. His voice is grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal. We know that much. Start talking. His face is hard to set. Scan thoughts. She's the changing god. Callistige is deliberately blinding herself, but why? Oh, this is so cool. That's because the ability I picked. I can see what he's thinking. That is super great. That'll be really useful with deception, because then I can tell what they're thinking and then I can lie to them. Haha. Okay. Callistige is blinding herself, but why? Right. Where am I? How did I get here? You built the dome, don't you recognize it? He growls. You know she's not the changing god, Alagern. Alagern's being more paranoid than usual. How long must I put up with him? It's her face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change. You know what this means to me. You're familiar with the word changing, Alagern. It implies inconstancy? Thus, the changing god may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. Oh, because she's like fading in and out of existence. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you are newly born. Her most solid self curtsies, while others bow and spin. I and my sisters am Callistige. This is Alagern. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed from a new experience, you were born in his cast-off shell. Wow. Okay. It's not very nice of him. Before I woke, I was in some kind of dreamlike labyrinth with a glowing specter. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you saw. Who is the changing god? Ha! That's something coming from you. She gives him a sidelong glance. The changing god is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago. A means to transfer his self to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he knew, however, that when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void. Oh, he knew all right. He eyes you up and down coldly. The only thing the changing god cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought for those he leaves behind. He sees us as an experiment, not humans. So this Alagern guy clearly has sour thoughts for the changing god. Or something. If you know the changing god through my body, why do you keep referring to me, to my sire as a he? We know your creator through legend and research. He's taken the form of men, women, visitants, and other things. His form is fluid, as his name suggests, but the stories about the changing god always refer to him. It's easier, Alagern shrugs. You are a woman, the changing god is himself. Plus, he could have been a dude before he became the changing god, so maybe that's why. Are there any other cast-offs? dozens, hundreds who can say your sire has been doing this for several centuries. Wow, okay. So you say I was bored when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage still would have killed an ordinary person. Salmon Soli, thanks for following. If you're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want, what do? If you constructed bodies for centuries, you want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You're not going to let your life end by accident. No, you'll make strong bodies, fast, powerful. Maybe throw in generation while you're at it. Would explain the bearded guy in your mind. Yeah. That's true. That is true. The changing god has always been vain. He rarely stays long in the shell that doesn't suit his self-image. She looks you up and down, her smile suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing god fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. What was that blast of energy as I woke? As I was telling my colleague, it is obviously a psychological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed a birth of a cast-off, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm, not to me at least. Really, you've been more abrasive than ever since we came here. He shoots her a sidelong look. She just can't empathize with other people unless she's experimenting on them. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard that term before, a subject your sire studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. Are you sure that surge didn't hurt you? If it did, it was damaged in our minds. Though, how you check if it carked her, I couldn't say. What does carked mean? I don't know. Tough to find normalcy here. If the changing god abandoned my body, where is he now? If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. He eyes you keenly. Okay, I want to talk about something else. If a falling from the sky didn't help me or kill me, but is there anything that can? An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be able to survive most varieties of physic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases? God, I got through those 3 awesome words and then I got stuck on degenerative. Could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of physic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. Kites are... Thanks for following. Welcome. You are in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines around you. What about a body that can withstand the sorrow's attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind. Physical, temporal, physic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. The memory fades. Calistige is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. Oh, it looks like the Spectre had described it. A transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome with mechanical arms arrayed around it as on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered, the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Or flesh-eating viruses. One presumed disfigurement by the Iron Wild would likewise be devastation enough to... I think she gets the point, Calistige. Do either of you know anything about the sorrow? I've had my share of sorrows, but never the sorrow. What's that? A disease? Her mouth compresses in a tight line. I know nothing about it. Okay. Do either of you know how to fix the crystal chamber here?
Making a note.
Elegern chuckles, then firm with certain he says, not likely. though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god holds the answer. Her distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You'd turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Alagern? I would take her to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. What is the Order of Truth? Knowledge seekers, the learned who try to wrest secrets from the hearts of the prior worlds. They gather in the city to exchange their findings and help humanity to build a brighter future. She smiles brightly. Our friend Alagern here was once one of them. Frauds, quack slavers, and charlatans. They don't have all the answers, and I'd not trust them with the changing god's secrets. You're just angry that they couldn't help you with yours. Her echoes tinkle laughter. But I'm being too cruel, dear Alagern. Let us take our new friend to the Order. What is the cult of the changing god? Despite what she says, they're not insane. They're eccentrics. She laughs, but he soldiers on. They're worshippers of, well, you know, your sire, the changing god. They devote their lives to the understanding of your kind. Makes sense. Well, I don't know. I mean, probably more sense to go to the changing god, but I guess, I don't know. They probably will know the most, so take me to the changing god, I guess. Cult of the changing god. A wise choice. Your worshippers aren't likely to cut you apart, and they're sometimes fools, but they collect knowledge and data. I'll tell you more what you care to know about. Whoever you are, they could give you good counsel. She sniffs and gives Alagern an acid glare. Good counsel? The best counsel is to come with me. I'll accompany the two of you. When you change your mind, you'll need an introduction to the Order of Truth. Fine, we'll both go, but don't be surprised when Calistige leaves you broken in a ditch with your purse empty. Well, she laughs it off as a good experiment. Suspicious as always, Alagern. Child, the world is an exciting place, but it is full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you to safety, to where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. A sunny smile crosses her face. I shudder to think what Alagern might do to the child. Really? Why? Okay. These thoughts are going to be very useful, aren't they? Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? Good question. I won't deny that you were an exciting find, but it's not about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Who knows what secrets this child could help me find if I can help her live long enough. Okay, well, she's in the interest of keeping me alive, so that's always good. Kid, you're not safe here, not just because you're new. Treasure hunters trawl the reef, scavengers who would sell you for parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. If she's not the changing god, she needs my help, and if she is... Alright, then let's go. You've gained your first companions. They will follow the last cast-off and can be controlled during a crisis. You can speak to them about their past and take advantages of their unique abilities and skills. Companions have their own motivations and personalities, and depending on the choices you make, you may not follow you forever. You will find more companions who can join you as you travel through the Ninth World. Take this opportunity to explore your surroundings. You may find items, equipment, and more to assist you. When you are ready, you can leave the broken dome using the stairs to the northeast. Sweet. Dave. Well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How may I guide you?
How may I guide you?
What?
I would love to be able to talk like her in the dialogue, but yeah.
Here. Now.
Tab? Ah, tab does work. Interact.
Let's go.
Sunlight falls through the ragged hole in the roof onto the shattered resonance chamber. It is hard to believe that you did this, that you plummeted through the curve of the pale blue sky, crashed through the dome, and broke this delicate machine with your own body. It is hard to believe that you're still alive. 4 mechanical arms hung over the center of the device above the cracked, semi-transparent crystal of the sarcophagus. The 5th arm lies broken on the floor among the scattered synth and crystal shards, and a metal ring surrounds the array, dented and broken by your impact crater. So she wants to use you and he may want to kill you, take your soul? What? That's what you got from that? I didn't... He wants to kill me and take my soul? Okay. That's not good. Inspect the metal ring. You feel the slightest hint of resistance every time you cross the ring, and now that you're paying attention, you note that your breath is echoing in your ears, as though you were inside a glass dome. When you step outside the ring, the feeling passes. Take a closer look. The padded interior beneath the coffin's cracked lid looks like it was made for a human body. Despite the damage, you don't see any way to open it and get inside. Oh yeah, he does have some kind of weird thing about the changing god. You're right, forgot about that. But he wants to help me, so... You know. You glance between the sarcophagus and the needle-like protrusions at the end of the arms above. It seems likely that using the chamber would not be a pleasant experience. Examine the arms. Cables run from the machines along the dome's walls to the base of the suspended arms, each of which is coped with long needles aimed at the cracked coffin-like chamber in the center of the platform. Gem-like lights flicker dimly at the bases of the arms. Shards on the ground? Jagged fragments of crystal intermingled with synth from the shattered dome above. The crystal shards glitter in the light like captive suns. Pick up some of the shards. Ah. At the rim of the crater, you find a sliver of crystal, sharp as a dagger on one and smooth in the other. It might make a usable, if somewhat crude, weapon. Look for other useful shards. You sort through the remaining pieces of crystal, but they are too small or unwieldy to be of any use. Okay. Cool, I got something from that. I equipped it. It is a light melee weapon with the speed stat. 2 damage. 2 damage per effort applied. Max 6. Okay. I like how the description's info of your surroundings or dialogue style. Yeah, that's pretty neato. Neato burrito.
All right.
A mechanical arm lies on the floor, presumably broken during your fall. Sparks pour from the arm-shattered housing, filling the air with a greasy stench. Hey, quick fingers! Attempt to scavenge what you can from the arm's housing. First, examine it. The sharply pointed apparatus that formerly topped the device appears burnt out and useless, but the equipment in the base remains at least somewhat operational, as the constraint stream of sizzling motes can attest. Okay, attempt to scavenge what you can. If you select a companion's portrait in the effort below, they can assist the last cast-off with some challenges. Your companion's stat pool are used instead of your own, and they may have different skills and abilities and statistics that make your challenge easier. Companions cannot assist in a crisis and can only use their stats during their turn. Okay. So, I still have the best. Anyway, so it's fine. I don't have much of this left, honestly. But I'll use it. I better get it. Yay! Taking care to avoid the sparks, you extract several handfuls of shiny trinkets and coin-like objects. You recognize their value at once. Such objects would be accepted as shins, the informal currency in most regions of the world, so you gather them up and take them with you. Gained a sprayfish. 16 shins. What's a sprayfish? Heals 8 points of health. Okay, it's like a healing potion thing. Examine the housing, leave the device alone. Alright, cool. So I got something there. Maybe we should look at our characters. Oh, okay. So this guy, he's a hardened nano and he fights with his demons. Okay, that's probably not. So there's something, yeah, there's definitely something a little off about him. Cunning nano who pierces realities. She has a very beautiful red dress. Whee! Spinny skirt! And me. I'm just clever. 6 intellect. Okay. She has a ranged weapon. He's got a melee weapon. Interesting. Who's got the most might? He does. Okay, so he's more balanced, really. The challenge percent of the guy was way better. What? The challenge percent? It's spray fish. Fresh. You spray on wounds. Sounds healthy. Oh, spray flesh. Did I say fish? Did I say spray fish? What did I say? I don't know. Remember. Okay, he's got some buffs and stuff. Concentrations. She's got an attack and teleport to a point within range. Okay. I said spray fish. Sorry guys, I'm tired. Okay. Close. Examine this. Broken fragments. Okay, fine. I already looked at that. Flexible tubes that are attached to this machine appear to be latter additions. Someone cobbled the device together, but its function is unclear. Tiny glowing motes float about the interior of this tower. Each one is surrounded by much smaller motes, like thousands of worlds circling their suns.
All right.
Here's a thing. Ooh, a thing over here. Get it. Loot. Ah. Shins and encephalic rush. That's a weird word. Fleetfoot moss. Heals speed. Oh, so there's items that heal your stats? Wow, okay.
All right.
A slate black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you reach out and touch it, the triangle of lights on its casing blazes into life and an image unfolds in your mind. A towering crystal arc rises over a jagged gray landscape. The air is dead and stifling, and there, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring into the device's triangular array of lights. Command me, the device, or the intelligence within it says, each word carefully etched with distaste. Who are you? Your command was not understood, the intelligence says with its clear satisfaction, sounding for all the world like it understood the question but is choosing not to answer. What commands do you recognize? The three lights throb irritably. Heated air sighs from the device's veins, and then a towering list of commands races through your mind, far too fast to read. You rub your eyes, groaning, and the intelligence chortles. Command me, it says smugly. Oh. Oh, really? What was the arc you showed me? Your command was not understood. Smashing. Give the... No, I'm not going to kick it. I don't have kicking. I don't have smashing. Well, maybe my friend does, though. Show me that list of commands again. Slower, please. If anything, the list pours through your mind even faster. Okay. Kick it. The intelligence lights flutter in alarm just before your foot smashes into the base of the device. Something within goes crunch. Cell gating damaged, it gasps. The trio of lights focusing on you with blinding intensity. All prisoners lost, shuddering Lugumvo. A hatch spring opens near the dent left by the foot, and the light flicker off as you claim a hissing component from the device's smoking interior. View shard. View shard oddity. The shard of glass displays an image of three strangely garbled something. Children in a field. A sequence of them playing a simple ball game repeats itself. After repeated viewings, you notice a small child standing further in the field. The fourth child is looking directly at you. Her large eyes brim with fear. Oh god, okay. That sounds creepy. You planning on breaking every machine in here? Actually, you did that, sir. You broke the machine, so I don't know what you're talking about. I think. No, actually, he just helped me with... No, wait. No, he definitely did it. Because he used his might. I don't know.
Ready.
I think we pooled our stats together to do that. I'm not really sure. Alright, anyways. I guess we're leaving now. New reflections can appear in the labyrinth based on your actions. Some of them can give you special bonuses.
I need to talk to you.
Oh, okay. What are those? Alright. Allegern.
This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't, he growled. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. Okay, can you tell me about your tattoos? They look almost alive. These, they're nothing. Call them a consolation if you must. He smiles grimly. Some call them my worst names, but that's because they've had occasion to run afoul to these little snakes. He looks away. This line of questioning is clearly at an end. My gift, my curse, they remind me of it every day. He's got some dark secrets, doesn't he? Alright. I don't want your help anymore. Go away. What do you think of Calistige? I mean, she's right there. A parasite disguised as a Scholark. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day's done. Actually, that would be slow for her. Then why are you traveling with her? He clenches his mouth shut, and you can see his jaw muscles working. She said she could help me with a problem I had. We never seemed to get anywhere with my business, but found plenty of time for hers. He looks you square in the eye. It wasn't something I'd care to do again. Keep that in mind when you talk to her. What's your story? Ask me again when we get out of here. I don't trust this damned reef any more than the company we keep. Okay. What do you think we should do next? You want to fix that crystal chamber back there, yeah? First step is getting out of this reef. What makes the reef so dangerous? The Numenera in the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too, some closer than others. I hate to think what Calistige might do to her if I wasn't here. Wait a second. That's the same thing that she said about him. Like, doing to me. Right? Wasn't it? What are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? He laughs without mirth. The Numenera are all around you, everything left over from the prior worlds. Sagus cliffs thrive by trading artifacts from ancient civilizations. Hells, you can't scoop a handful of earth without finding drit from prior worlds mixed in within it. Numenera is anything from the prior worlds, but mostly we mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities, fancy trinkets with little real use, but sometimes you'll get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts last a lot longer. Though they can burn out at most inconvenient times, he frowns. Not that it's ever happened to me. Of course, we've got no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like, you might find what used to be a propulsion unit from a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it? Better to use it as a weapon or a power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we knew a tenth of the secrets of the ancients, but most days it's a challenge just to survive. How exactly are they traveling together? They don't trust or like each other at all. Yeah, he said that they made a deal, apparently. So, they're using each other, or they need each other for some reason? Okay. Let's keep going. Can I talk to you?
Watch your steps, child. This is not a place to walk lightly. There are dangers in the reef, both old and new.
What are all these echoes around you? They are me. We are part of each other, sisters across infinite realities. We share our experiences and power. What's the old saying? That experience brings wisdom? It must be the wisest person in Sagus Cliffs, the wisest across countless worlds. Her laughter peals out. Okay, what do you think of Allegern? Her lips pucker like she's tasting something foul. He's useful, she finally says. At least he was once. If that pompous lack, Nibber, forgive my language, dear, finds one more fault with me, I expect my sisters will murder him in several realities. She cocks her head to the side. There goes one now. Why are you traveling with him in the first place? She sighs, the sound echoing like a hissing of a balloon. He was not always so sour. He was a man of science, an Aeon priest who reveled in knowledge. But his pain has infected him, and he sees the world through the cast. But it would be tragic, but her echoes all seem as exasperated as she, and she continues. But he is the same in every existence in which I know him. It has become incredibly tiresome. He also said he could help me with my problem. He is a poor liar, and I a fool. Huh. Okay. So they have some disagreements going on. He said that she was going to help him with his problem, but all they've been doing was doing her problems. But maybe he failed to help her, so she's like mad or something? I don't know. What's your story? She laughs. Now is not the time, dear. Nor is the reef a safe place for lengthy disquisition. Rest assured, when we reach the cliffs, there will be plenty of time to swap tales. Okay. Let's keep going. Alright. Let's go then, I guess.
Fine.
Fine. Hello, pink floaty things. Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously. Sorry about my reading skills tonight, my goodness. Giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet burning leaves. What are you? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. Watch them for patterns. The longer you stare at the artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, following by delighted peals of helpless giggling. They aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. Allegern rubs his hand along his stubbled jaw. Sometimes the Numenera would do something useful. Sometimes they'll turn you inside out. And sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes any sense. Touch the cones as it passes. This is speed. You manage to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Rorn, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's blackened in a pearl white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Gain 2 XP. Your vision returns. The cone hangs motionless for only a second before resuming their giggling dance. Okay. They do have really rare words in these dialogues, don't they? They're testing my English skills, that's for sure. Which isn't very good.
Alright.
Alright, let's go up here. This looks weird. Everything just looks weird. Not just this. Of course.
Forward. Onward.
What's this? Although the cube hovers in the air, you can feel the ground shudder with vibrations. Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals hold the ancient weapon. Closed. Oh, it's a weapon. Is this like a ship or something? Yawning intake marks the front of the long-dead construct. Instead, the metal is pitted, black and ancient. What is this like? Is this a walkway? Device is collecting black goop from underwater.
Yes.
Interact.
Now.
Uh-oh. Dudes! Quoro. As you step into what looks like the back of the enormous construct, 4 strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on gray gloves embedded with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Calistige. She's the star, or she came out of it. But what does Cal have to do with this? Okay. Cal, I thought you'd sworn off trawling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down, both you and Allegard. Odds and ends, Quoro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has gone quite still. What is he doing here? He has something up his sleeve. I know it. Okay. Let Quoro and Calistige talk. His hands curl into a fist at his side. I was wondering specifically if you had seen a falling star that landed near here not long ago. These are the dudes that were gonna come and, like, loot everything, huh? I've seen nothing of the sort, dear Quoro. Her lips close thinly. I guess there's no U, so it would be like Quoro? I don't know, whatever. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. Nice scars. Ooh, deception. I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but I don't know where it landed. Can I read his mind first? Truth. I fell from the sky. There was no star. Why would I... It wasn't a star. Where did this star land? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be reduced to harassing noble travelers. I never saw it, you see. My employer did, and thought, who is the most trustworthy team I can send at a moment's notice? He winks. Luckily, they were on another assignment. We were interested and weren't too drunk yet, so... Okay. What are those gloves for? Unwelcome but anticipated complications. He does not elaborate. Hey, Laser One. He does so love his ambushes, Calistige whispers in your ear, even though her mouth is closed and she isn't looking at you. He didn't have the glove when I talked to him last, but I'd wager they're connected with to the devices in the area. So, Quoro says, apparently unaware of Calistige's interruption. The star. Have you seen it? I'll be honest with you, I saw the star, but I don't know where it landed. I have no clue. Wow, you guys can't help me at all? He can help me. I don't know if I should be using all my freaking... I'll just do it by myself. Yeah! Quoro studies you for a long moment before sighing. All right, he says. Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I'd like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? If she's not telling the truth, then she's a fantastic liar. Guess I was wrong. Haha, I fooled him. 25 XP. Cool. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? I knew I couldn't trust Calistige. This is the last time I make that mistake. Think Calistige told them about us? No, I don't think so. They saw me fall from the sky and came to investigate. Oh, sure, and they just had the ambush ready to go at the same time as we were leaving? No, kid. Calistige sold us out. Excuse me, are you suggesting I had something to do with Quoro's plans? Oh, I can't abide by his rabid paranoia a moment longer. Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbered us. As we return to the greatest find the reef has seen in years, it's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Yeah, scan thoughts is being extremely useful for sure. Because I basically know that these two guys, like where their intentions lie, kind of. Like I know the basics of it, so that's nice. Like I know right now that she didn't have anything to do with them because she didn't know why he was here. So I can better choose dialogue options this way. It's really cool. Of all the idiotic paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Koro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid? She'll stab you in the back. First chance she gets, most likely in your sleep. He throws up a hand, forestalling Calistide's report. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. 28 hours? Okay. He turns to you. You coming, kid, or what? You're really gonna walk away from each other over this? Well, I know for a fact she wasn't trying to betray us because I read her mind, so... I really don't think she was trying to betray us, Elegern. He snorts bitter laughter. I do. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, mark my words. You are insufferable to the end, Elegern. Looking for the worst in the situation is the only way you know to see. Do you know how long I've carried your pain for you? How much I've had to turn away from your judgment stares? But you're right. I've had enough. She turns to you. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Why can't I travel with both of you? Can't you just work it out? She bursts out laughing. My dear girl, we have been working it out. Elegern's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under the accusation, and he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self in all these echoes around you? That's you, Calistege, every facet of it. Your vivisectionist heart hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... I don't know. I kind of like Calistege better than Elegern just because he seems really unpredictable and like kind of weird and almost crazy somehow. Like he's just really overly paranoid. And maybe he has very good reasons for that, but yeah. Just a thought, these people know that mind reading is an ability one can have, so could they possibly be deceiving you? Good point, Joshua, maybe. Possibly. Like, what if they're both mind reading me and working together, and then they're communicating telepathically to fool me? This game is really, really deep. Let's see. So it makes more sense, really, like stats-wise, probably, for me to travel with Elegern because he's more of a melee person, but I don't know. He also just, he seems like there's something about him that's a little weird, so I'm gonna pick Calistege. Right, well, if you want me and she doesn't sell you for parts, you can find me in the underbelly, but not with her, mind you. She'll sell you for parts first chance she gets. Forget it, it's her choice, not my problem. Okay, so I can get him again anyway if I want. I'll let you know what you've missed, Elegern. I'm sure you won't be missed, that is. She links her arm possessively into yours. Let's go, child. Alright. We have a world to conquer. Okay, so I've chosen my companion. So we're both kind of like ranged people, but let's hope this works out. I don't know. We'll probably find another companion at some point anyways. Now that you have dealt with Koro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sagas Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform. Alright, but have we missed anything? Yeah. How do we get over there? There's stuff to loot and stuff, you know? Ooh, what's this?
Ready.
Elutriated force heals might. Okay. Consumes movement. Fleetfoot moss heals speed and loots. Loots. So, what's our inventory now? All right. So, theoretically, I still don't know what this is. Well, what this is gonna be for. Find a way to the resonance chamber. We don't have any quests really. Besides that one. What's this? A tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grows from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Examine the cluster. The hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult to follow. Watching them for too long makes you feel nauseous. Apart from the hands themselves, you don't notice anything of interest in the cluster. Smash. That's not that great, but let's try it. Yay! You grip the hand nearest to you and snap it from its roots. Stepping back, you give it a couple experimental swings. Good balance. It might make a decent weapon. 8-fingered mace. Okay. Ooh. Cool. Try pulling another hand. You wrap your hands around one of your wrists and pull with all your strength. You give up. Okay, figured. Walk away. Cool, so I got a weapon. That's better than this. Oh wait. I can't use it though because it's medium, right? Yeah, I can't use medium weapons. Can she use medium weapons? Damn it! Too bad I didn't take Allegern with me.
Let's go.
Oh wait.
As you wish.
Is there a map? Ah. So that's where we're going. Okay, so I can click on
All
this.
right.
Hey Malice Souls, what's up? They are fancy menus. I like the UI in this game. It's very smooth and beautiful looking. A matte black obelisk floats in midair above the water. It has sharp curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims at the passing of the bay's faint breezes. Lean out and touch it. Why not? You raise your hand towards the obelisk. Dull green lights wells from within the black stone, fixed on you like a furious eye. Be careful around that device, dear. It does tend to spit beams of light at people who get too close. Her eyes gleam with warm recollection. A handsome young Aeon priest I knew managed to capture one of the crystal's necklace. He looked so pleased with himself, but only in one reality. In the others, the beam had torn straight through his eye. He wasn't quite as handsome or alive after that. Stretch your crystal shard toward the obelisk. Carefully, you level the shard at the obelisk, and a superheated beam lances from the tip of the structure into the crystal, sending vibrations up your arm and suffusing the shard with a warm green glow. Did I just, like,
Balance.
I imbued it or something? What? What happened? It looks the same. Isn't this what I did? I forgot if that's what it was like before. I think
Yes, now.
I think it was the same, but I don't know. Ah, thanks, Laser One. I actually do some voiceover work for just like mods for games, but nothing
I'm ready.
professional. I'd like to at some point. I'd always thought that would be fun. It now says infused. Wonder if it has an effect somehow. Oh, it didn't say infused before? Of course. In the Reef of Fallen Worlds, a superheated beam struck the shard, infusing the crystal with the obelisk's power. So it does have a different description now, but it has the same damage and everything. Did it buff this? I think maybe it buffed this max effort thing. Wasn't it 6 before? I don't know.
On it.
Was I an Enderal? No, but I may be in the DLC.
Let's go.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. A lambent green fluid drips from end of the device's nozzle and hisses angrily at the metal surface beneath. Without any antagonist to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve any obvious purposes. Oh, okay, cool. So that is what it
I'm
did
going.
then. Cool. That's neato burrito. Did I get everything else? No, I still gotta go over here. Run, friends!
Go.
Go. Oh, wait. A bubbling mass of sludge floats on the surface of the water. Every once in a while, an oily nodule separates from it and hurtles into the sky. You catch momentary glimpses of a muck-coated object in the putrid mud mass. Okay. Examine the sludge. Carefully, you lean closer to the heaving mass. After a moment's study, you notice that its globules rising into the sky always contain something, be it a shiny core of untainted seawater or a tiny fish. Attempt to retrieve the object. I think we can go with 95. It's probably fine. Whoa, I found a cipher! Hey! You found a cipher. Ciphers are Numenera objects that can trigger a powerful effect, but can only be used once. Ciphers and your cipher limit score are displayed in a special section of the inventory screen. Take care not to accumulate more ciphers than your cipher limit, or you will experience unpleasant side effects. Okay, so this is Fresh Vapors. Heals 10 points of intellect and confers Fresh Vapors +1 intellect edge. 5 uses. Okay. I'm not sure whether that awful muck is harmless or you are immensely lucky. Either way, do go on poking things, dear. It's quite entertaining. Search for more objects. You spot no other objects in the mass. Wait for more treasures to surface. Minutes tick past as you patiently wait beside the mass of sludge. Nothing emerges. Wait for more treasures. You see nothing more muck but muck and muck and muck. Haha! At last, your patience is rewarded when an unusual object bubbles to the surface before it can sink out of sight again. You snatch it up. Tar River Globe. I got the Tar River Globe. You found a veritable filth-stained trove. Well done, dear. Okay, that's fine. Old school role-playing habit, always checking stats and such. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. Because I thought it was 6, but I wasn't sure. So you just looked up the setting for Planescape. Seems like the most complicated thing ever. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The reason why I haven't played that game is because there's just so much learning and reading involved that I didn't think it would be that great on the channel, so I haven't actually played it yet. Officially have the patience for fishing. I do. Okay, let's see what this thing is that I got. Tar River Globe. An oddity. This transparent glass sphere encloses a miniature scene of a river of tar running through wasteland. It also contains a mystical blue liquid, which seems that it would mix with the tar on the globe if it were shaken. You notice ancient indecipherable writing around the outer base. Don't want to discard it. That is so cool, though, that it allowed me to, like, keep searching for crap. That's really nice.